drop Baba off at the groomers, and they have right on the door training by appointment. And I've known that they do this, that they're purely positive trainers. There was a dog that was like barking, going ape shit, and watching this guy deal with the barking dog was excruciating for me. It was just like, the dog will never stop. It won't. The dog will not stop unless you make it very clear this is like an unwanted behavior. And what he was doing was like, look, he was not purely positive, right? He was just like saying no, but he was saying no, you know, it was like pointing at the dog and not really saying no, but he was using some kind of voice command, I guess you would say. You know, don't do that or no, don't. I can't remember what he was saying, but it was not, you know, a clear and concise no that is conditioned in. And it was a very vocal dog, and the dog just didn't stop. If you have a dog that's real vocal like that, you know, they won't use bark collars. My friend who owns Baba left a bark collar on Baba, and they went ape shit, you know. They went fucking ape shit. Baba is quiet with me, but is not quiet with Judy. Judy's like 70 and, you know, just doesn't do any training with the dog, you know. If you're not going to do any training with the dog isn't going to listen to you. And if you have a vocal dog, vocal dogs, bark collars can be extremely helpful. They can. That's just how it is, you know. I'm sorry, but that's how it is. And if you want to use a citronella collar, those are not effective at all. Maybe for a day or two. And then you're just buying the citronella oil because the dog keeps barking. You want to use a bark collar that's effective, that gets the dog to stop. And if the dog isn't barking, okay, the collar isn't going off. And if you're telling the dog to shut up and it keeps barking at you, then you're not using a high enough pressure. Somebody that owns a grooming place that says that they do training, that is a place to be avoided. It's definitely a place to be avoided. Oh, you're a trainer? Then why are you a groomer? See what I'm saying? That's like a dog walker that says that they do training too. That's a dog walker that wants to be a trainer, but they don't have the skills to be the trainer. You have to use a high enough pressure. Avoid anybody that says that, you know, they can do purely positive training, because purely positive training is not positive for the dog. And if the dog is still barking like that, you're not using a high enough pressure. You're not being clear to the dog to shut up. This guy was, you know, clearly trying to indicate something to the dog, and the dog just wasn't listening because he was using this like meek voice. You know, he might as well have been saying good. The thing about the purely positive people, it's always somebody that can't control a dog, and if you talk to them, they have some kind of excuse. You know, blaming it on the dog. Oh, it's a high drive dog, or, you know, it's always some excuse. It has nothing to do with their ability, you know. And they're selling this bullshit. They're selling this bullshit that it's, you know, purely positive. You know, it's just not purely positive for the dog. I had to go pick something up in this building, and this doorman that I know that's Dominican. He's a total Trump supporter. I'm shocked. Seriously, I was shocked. You know, I don't get it. I don't get why anybody would be supporting this shit. I would start bringing up stuff, and people don't care about the Russian thing. They don't care. He couldn't have given a shit. He doesn't care if he was colluding with Russians. The campaign was colluding. That's fucking, you know, some of this stuff looks like it might be treason, you know? Could be. It very well could be. I'm not saying for sure, but it could be. I'm in Chase, right? they would rather have two people standing around greeting people, right, than having somebody behind the fucking counter, like, doing something. It's fucked up. It's always like this. Like, a $1 billion corporation that would rather pay to have people standing around than have somebody working, you know? He's just standing around. That man could be behind the counter helping somebody. No. Chase would rather just pay to have somebody fucking standing around. You know? Fuck this bank. Chase sucks. One teller. One teller. That's it. It's always like this. Sometimes they have two. There'd be a line backed up. Chase doesn't give a shit. They just don't. It's fucking absurd. This is Williamsburg. One of the Chase banks in Williamsburg. They're all like this. All the Chase banks in New York City are like this. They don't care. It's all about fucking money with them. It is. You know, it just pisses me off having these greeters. Like, what do they think, it's Walmart? Fuck! Get behind there, act like a teller, you know? It's fucking ridiculous, Chase Bank. Then I tried a bank up there in Beaver Dams that was pretty bad too, you know? They put restrictions on my debit card, meaning I couldn't use the debit card in Brooklyn and parts of Manhattan because they said that they were having fraud, incidences of fraud. They didn't notify me, so I'm down here, my car's fucked up and I can't use my debit card, you know? So what is it? You know, the devil you know, I guess. So I stuck with Chase. It's so annoying.